All right, Hokie Nation, welcome in. This is the first episode of Ask the Hokies from Cassell Guard. This is our first episode of a new video series we're doing with the Hokie basketball players, asking them some questions, getting to know them a little better. Here with me, I have the little brother of, you know him as David Cunningham. This is Robert Cunningham. He's also in Castle Garden. And today we have with us Cayla King, number 22 from Greensboro, North Carolina. How's it going, Cayla?
Pretty good. I can't complain, finishing up the school year and actually moving out this week's a little bittersweet, but I mean, it's been a good time. So,
Yeah, it's been an eventful like month or so.
Mhm. Yeah, been for a couple years, honestly. So,
Other than finishing up with school, preparing to move out, what have the last few weeks been for you? You've been hanging out a lot with the new team, new coaches.
I mean, yeah, I've still been getting workouts in with them. Like they're doing strength and conditioning. Me and Olivia are still around, so luckily we're still allowed to work out with them. So that's been nice. Love Coach G and gonna miss all of them. We've been around. We've been hanging out a little extra after the season. Not ready to leave everybody, but no, it's a good group of girls, and we've been hanging out all year, so it's not really like anything's changed. But the weather's nice now, so we can get outside some. I've been going to the pool a little bit, going outside, but yeah,
It must be weird for you, like wrapping down 5 years so
Mm.
quickly. It's like
No,
the
it
season
is.
ended, what, a month ago, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh damn, I got to get out.
Yeah, and then like especially like basketball, like being here for 5 years, it's felt really repetitive. Like you're like, here we go, doing the same thing again, doing it again, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, like I'm not doing it again. Um, so it definitely ends fast, like with basketball season being so long and then ending right before the school year kind of does feel like it comes to like an abrupt ending. Because you go from it being all your time, like March Madness and ACC tournament, like it's like totally consuming you. I don't have time for anything else. And then right after that last game, it's like you have all the free time in the world. So no, it's definitely a big change, but I think change is good, and yeah, I'm ready for the whatever comes next.
Well, that was one of our most asked questions. So
Yeah.
you want to answer it? What comes next for you?
Nothing in the summer right now. Just gonna go hang with family. Of course, haven't had too much time to do that over the last couple years because basketball's all year round. So gonna enjoy the summer with the family, and then hopefully after that, around August, September, try and go play overseas. I'm not sure where yet. I know that's probably a question, but I haven't figured that out yet. Um, yeah, still in the process of all of that, but I think I'm gonna go try and play overseas. So somewhere in Europe.
Seems like a good opportunity. I mean, like, who's over there now? Mutz? Is T-Sol still over somewhere over there?
They just Tissot and KT were just over there in France and Italy, but they came back this week. Now they're at training camp. They're actually both at training camp with the Lynx, which is pretty cool because
I think I did see that.
they're both at the same team.
Oh, the big event, the Gobblers,
Hmm.
last night, or 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
Um, how was that? How much fun was that being the last Gobblers you go to as a student?
it was fun. I mean, I've had this. That's the third one since I've been here because the first 2 years, of course, with COVID and things, they one was virtual and one was non-existent. It's a fun time just to see all the athletes like come together, especially like we usually see each other like always in uniform or just always dressed down. So to have an event where we can all like get dressed up and kind of do something we don't always normally do because we're so consumed with our sports. It's pretty fun to just, I mean, you get to watch the highlights of other teams' years. You get to like hear about other people's like best performances, and you got to appreciate, and people get to get recognized, and I think it's just a really good time for everybody. So I mean, I had to go. It was my last one, and our whole team went, and it was a good time.
Yeah, obviously you're pretty well known around here, and you've really made the most of your time here at Tech. So, what really attracted you to Tech out of high school, and did becoming a Hokie fulfill your goals?
Yeah, I think it was just the family atmosphere. You could tell there was a difference between here and other schools, especially in like the athletic community and all not just football, not just basketball. Like softball gets it, soccer gets it. Like people, the fans go out, they enjoy getting to know the players, and it's more than just a sport to them. They get to know the people, and I can say like that definitely like was fulfilled here. of course, Coach Brooks has definitely had a big impact on like me coming here because I mean he family was his motto, home was his motto, and um, he ensured that every player like felt that, and um, so he was a big reason I came. But just the fan base, him, the players, like he recruited good people, and I think that made my college years enjoyable. Everyone, everyone on the team was like fun to be around outside of basketball, and I think that really has a big impact on how well you do on the court. When the chemistry clicks off, it's easy to click on the court.
Family is a big thing for me especially as well, and I'm sure a lot of other people who came here
Mhm.
because even yeah, like you said, not even basketball and football games, but I love going to softball games. James loves going to softball and baseball. Like even there, you get such great people around you, and you never feel like you're being judged really. Like I could be sitting down next to another Tech fan at a softball game and just be talking to them about the game and
Mhm.
acting like we're best friends for years. And even though
Yeah.
we just met each other, it's a really fun atmosphere everywhere you go.
Mean, Hokie fans are Hokie fans. Like you can be in another state if someone's wearing VT and you're wearing VT, like they say something that doesn't happen with most colleges. Um, so I think I've definitely enjoyed my time here, and I'm glad to be a Hokie.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been in Iceland and I've had people yell "Go Hokies," so it's definitely a worldwide thing. So what's your favorite non-basketball memory during your time here? I mean, I don't know how many there are, but
I mean, it still deals with the team, but I mean, I know people have seen through social media. We went to Europe twice. We went to Greece and Italy, and although we had games over there, I think just the experience I got to get in other countries through basketball is something I wouldn't have had without like playing at a level like this. And I mean, we went to Italy, France, and Greece, and then we had Christmas tournaments in like Puerto Rico and Cayman Islands and Bahamas. And I think like that's pretty cool of experiences. We got to like see each other outside the court too. We were in Europe for like 10 days for one trip and 14 for the other. So when you're around like a group of people that long, like you really get to know them. And I think that really helped with our chemistry because that happens the summer before the seasons. And usually you would get sick of people after that long, a big group of people. But I think we all could have stayed another week or two. And even with the coaches and staff, like everybody had a really good time. Just a good see other cultures. We got to learn a lot and also just like relax and have fun.
Other than the relationships that you've made here with your players, friends, teammates, I should say, um, and of course, other than your basketball memories, what's your favorite thing about Virginia Tech as a whole?
Um, I think I just got to go back to like the atmosphere. I don't think like when you think of Virginia Tech, like you think of like the college town, and it's like it's its own place. It's unique. People know Blacksburg, and um, sometimes the other like college cities, like there's so much other going, like so many other things going on. Not as much attention's on like the college itself, but like we have a beautiful campus. We have like great people, like the staff, the like people in your classes, like down to like every worker. I think it's just really good people in this community, and it's going to be like a place I'll always come back to. You'll bring your family to. I think it's just like the atmosphere is not something you can compare to a lot of other places, and I think that's what makes it so enjoyable.
kind of circling back to basketball, a lot of people brought up the pass to Liz during the NC State game in January. Is there any other play that you think of as your favorite or underrated one?
I mean, that's definitely like probably top up there. I mean, that was at home in a sold out arena. Um, but I mean, even similar to that, like the one at UNC the year before, like it's kind of cool. Like that was at home, but this one was at an away place. So it's kind of to see a fan base go from like thinking they're going to win to like silencing them. But even this year when we played UNC, um, I've never seen a crowd. Like we had an insane amount of Hokie people in Carmichael, and like that's kind of unheard of. Like our fan base traveled so much this year, so I think that overall is probably like an underrated thing. People knew about our like home crowds and how good people came to support at home, but I think it should be noticed that like every away trip we had pretty much like we had just as many fans as the home team, and I think that definitely helps when you're on the road. But UNC definitely stood out to me, like the fans. Like you guys had a whole section. Like if you looked up top, like it was all Hokie jerseys. Even UVA, it was like 50-50 with they had to open up the top, and like that was like their biggest crowd they had all year. So I think things like that is just really to be proud of. So
Yeah, I was at that UNC game. I was not expecting that many people. There was
um,
probably
so
three,
many.
400 people in the two
Yeah,
sections, our section and then the one across with like your
yeah,
families and stuff.
yeah. And then if you looked up top, there was another couple hundred.
Yeah,
So it
it
was
was
pretty
wild.
cool to see because UNC is like a historic basketball program, and just see like how they it's not far, but it's still 3 hours, so it's still a good little drive. And no, that was something cool to see.
I personally love the when in Greensboro for the tournament,
Mhm.
especially I mean, uh the first game was electric and like so many Virginia Tech fans, but the second game against Notre Dame, when we were waiting in line to get in before the gates opened, it was probably 90% Hokies, and
Yeah,
everyone like, yelling "Let's go!" and everyone's getting really loud and rowdy, and then when they opened the gates, everyone's rushing in like it was like a football game.
no, it was
And
crazy.
some of the Notre Dame fans are standing there looking at us like, "You guys are crazy. Why are you all here?" But yeah, I completely agree. It's so much fun to be at away atmospheres as well.
A few people asked this one too. What basketball player do you look up to most? Could be men's or women's. Someone that you've always kind of idolized.
I mean, growing up, it was like my dad. He coached me all the time, and um, so I think having someone like in the family, um, like he coached me all the way through high school, and then I had my cousin Kristen. She played at Boston College, so when they had the ACC tournament in Greensboro, like I'd be in middle school going to those, and that was really cool. I like watched her play at NC State and Duke and UNC. Um, so I grew up going to like the ACC games and like watching her play in those, and then it was kind of like full circle. Like when I like committed to Virginia Tech and was going to be in the ACC, it was cool to see like the difference in the gyms. Like NC State's gym was renovated, and I remember like when she played in there. Um, so honestly, yeah, just like family, my dad coaching me, and then it was cool to see like my cousin playing in the ACC when I was younger, and loved going to like the ACC tournament as a little kid, like how they have the kid games there. Like I was one of those elementary schools going to watch those games, and um, yeah, so I think that was pretty cool. That's why.
Other than the obvious answer, Caitlin Clark in the Ally game last year, who's the hardest player you ever had to guard?
Mm, we've played some really good people. That's kind of hard. This year I would say like maybe like Isaiah James, like she's like her and Sanaya, like they're crafty players, and like Isaiah James when she gets like in a mode, she's like pretty unstoppable. I feel like you can play really good defense, and at the end of the day, like good offense plays good or beats good defense. And I mean, we saw it in the March Madness tournament how she went off for NC State. I think she's a really good player, and she's gonna continue to have like really good success. But from this year, it's especially like she sticks out to me. So
Yeah, there's definitely been some elite players you guys have had to go up against just the last 2 years alone. I mean, you played
yeah,
pretty
it's
much
hard to
every.
even think about them. Like I can't even name them all. Like I feel like especially being in the ACC, like you're going, there's always a stud on every team.
Yeah, you guys have played pretty much every top 15 team in the last 24
Hmm.
months. We all saw last week you were posting some shoes for sale. So, and I wanted to know what's your favorite shoe to play in?
uh, Probably any of like the GT cut, like the first generations. Um, those are just like the most comfortable to me. And then LeBron's, of course, like the Kobe sixes, but I can't really wear mine much anymore. They're kind of worn out. Not as much grip on them, but those were my favorite for a long time. They're still my favorite. I just can't wear them anymore, and or can't afford another pair. But um, the GT cuts and the LeBrons were like my go-tos this year.
What is the funniest story you have about you and Liz? Of course, you guys have known each other for so many years now.
That's so hard. I don't even know. We have so many like collective memories. Like asking Funniest memory is gonna be pretty hard. I feel like a lot of like the funny ones have to deal with Raven. She makes us laugh all the time. Whether it be like a super serious moment me and Liz are trying to have, and then Raven like comes in and has a funny comment. Um, I'm gonna have to stick with that for now because I can't think of a. We have too many memories for me to think of right now.
I mean, obviously, you guys go out to eat a lot, so I'm sure there's a lot that goes on. What's your favorite restaurant in Blacksburg?
This is funny because Liz's last meal she wanted was Elrod's because it's just like it's not necessarily gourmet, but I feel like it's just a staple of Blacksburg. Of course, there's others like we like Eastern Divide and the Cellar. We like greens, but it was funny that Liz wanted Elrod's for her last meal here in Blacksburg, and I mean I feel like it's a like must have. We'd go there a lot after games and everything. Um, but our team definitely was there all the time.
Well, that was my question. What's your go-to Elrod's order?
I have a couple, like I switch it up. The main one's this quesadilla. Not exactly sure how to say it, like the quesadilla reina. It's like a quesadilla with shredded chicken and like the refried beans, and then the side is with rice and queso. And I feel like that's like what sells me because the side already has like queso on the rice. Um, we get that. I feel like half our team gets that, honestly. And then the chicken chimichangas, love those. And then sometimes I'm just plain and go for a plain cheese quesadilla and some rice. Honestly, yeah, those are like the three my three go-tos.
Yeah, I kind of rotate back and forth between the enchiladas, the fajitas, and like mixed tacos and stuff. It's good.
The tacos always look so good. Like some of my teammates get them. I just can't venture out of
No,
my
I get
couple
it.
orders. Yeah, I feel like it's all the same food, just in different
Yeah.
variations. But
I have a confession. I've never had Elrod's before. I
that's
Really?
don't
crazy.
feel
You
like
have to
a
go.
Hokie anymore.
No, you have to go.
Following up with places around Blacksburg, do you prefer UCB Kroger or the South Main Kroger?
I mean, South Main. That's why I live by the South Main one. So it's just like the one that makes most sense. But I mean, I don't have anything against the UCB one.
If you had to replace Enter Sandman with a different song, what would it be?
That's I feel like that's criminal to replace Enter Sandman. Um, I can't answer that. I don't know. I feel like that's just so niche to us that like I couldn't even imagine another song being like our walk-in song
Yeah, that's right.
to all sports. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that's the only right answer.
I feel like you can't replace it. That's irreplaceable. That's what makes us us.
So other than Enter Sandman and Castle, what is your favorite tradition throughout the years?
Mm, I mean, I think at least last 2 years, it's been pretty fun. Like when we after games high five the students and fans. I mean, that's like a pretty, especially since we only lost the last home game and um well we only lost one home game the year before. So I mean, after winning, it's pretty fun to engage with the fans and even this year after games we had like a lot of like fans and like little kids and families that stayed after games and we had sign autographs and stuff. So um I think just it's back to like our atmosphere and like the engaging with the fans is probably one of like the like most fun things.
Yeah, we were there after college game day game against UNC, like cleaning up after the game and all the little kids there. It was crazy seeing how many of them were there for autographs and stuff.
Mhm.
One person asked, "What's your best advice for a seventh grade girls travel basketball team?"
Um, I mean, I think at that age, like just make sure you're having fun because I mean, when you get to this level, like that's what I feel like grounds you and like as hard as it can get, I think when you like step back and just have fun and play, that's when you play at your best. And that's why we all started playing. So we never want to like lose track of why we're playing and make it more than what it is. There's always going to be like stressors and things that you're worried about, but if you're playing it because you love it and you have fun, then like everything else will fall into place.
So we know that I know from seeing ACC Network videos and other things on social media that Liz Kelly is a big T Swift fan. Are you
Yeah.
also a big T Swift fan?
I can't like put myself to Liz's level, but like I do like love Taylor Swift. I think being Liz's friend, it's kind of not forced upon you, but like I listened to it so much by being with her that like I now love it too. Um, she's had to teach me a little bit of like the backstories to songs and like the history of things and stuff, but um, I think if tickets weren't so expensive, I would definitely would go to a concert with her. Who knows, maybe overseas because she'll be over there, so I might try and go to a concert over there while I'm there, and I won't be surprised if Liz hops on a plane and comes too. But no, I'm not Liz's level, but I'm definitely a I love Taylor Swift, so
So would your favorite karaoke song in the car, would it be a T Swift song or would it be another song?
um
Enter Sandman?
I wouldn't say that's a karaoke song for me. I feel like I saved that for the games, but it's fun hearing that like every now and then you're like out and about at like a restaurant or something and you hear like or like hear it on the radio and like it kind of trips you up because it's like you forget that it's like a normal song outside of like our like walk-in songs. But no, me and Liz definitely have car jam sessions to Taylor Swift, and um that's a main artist that will sing karaoke too.
So sticking on the topic of music, what would your dream music festival lineup be? Headliner and like two or three other people that you'd want there.
Hmm. That changes all the time. Like right now, I've been like, I want to go to a Noah Khan concert so bad. Um, so him, I mean, like Taylor Swift have like, I feel like she'd have to headline and like Noah Khan come in. Um, I love SZA and like Summer Walker. Uh, it's kind of all over the place sometimes. Like, got a little bit of R&B and then pop, but like those are definitely up there. And then Drake, of course. Um, so I feel like those would be like the five.
Yeah, that's kind of like my music taste. My playlist should probably be illegal for how much different stuff is on there, but
And I had to like finally make one and I just called it like mixed mood because it's just like all like the random songs that
yeah.
I listen to.
You go straight from a country song to a pop song. That's how my
I can do
playlist is.
that, yeah. Especially when the weather gets nice, like country can start playing. I'm not a big country person, but when it gets warm out, I'm now a country fan.
So now that you are not during in the season, you are sure more relaxed on what you can eat. You can eat bit less healthier. What's your favorite cookout milkshake flavor?
Carly thinks it's crazy that I mixed this, but I don't think it's just Oreo peanut butter fudge because I can never decide if I want like Oreo, chocolate, peanut butter. So I just get Oreo peanut butter fudge. That's been my go-to. But anything Oreo, like sometimes in the summer it's like Oreo mint, to like a little bit more refreshing. Um, but yeah, I'm very like indecisive when it comes to ordering things, so I started just getting all three flavors.
My go-to recently has been Oreo M&M. Just you combine them and they're just so good together.
See, like anything Oreo, I'm down for.
All right, we got like five more questions. These are all kind of rapid ones. What's the
Mhm.
weirdest thing you've been asked to autograph in the last 5 years?
A lot of body parts of kids. I make sure like I ask the parents, I'm like, are you sure it's all right? So yeah, some foreheads, some arms, but some body parts.
What's a movie you've seen way too many times?
Mm, not recently, but like I used to like I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. Like my go to sleep movie used to be like the B movie for some reason. Yeah, I would like put that on like every night, but I think they took it off Netflix now, so I haven't watched it in a while, but that was definitely up there for most watched.
So similar to the movie question, well, on the topic of movies, if you were to be any movie character, any cartoon, TV show, what character would you be?
Mm. I'm suddenly going blank on every movie and TV show that existed. I'll make up my own. Like maybe there could be like a high school musical where like the girl was a Troy and I'm that, play basketball.
Good answer.
Do a new high school musical. I made it up.
What if you could have any car, what would your dream car be?
See, I'm not really a car person. I'm pretty content. Like I'll probably just drive what I have till it doesn't work. But I know like growing up, I always wanted like a Range Rover for some reason. Um, yeah, like an all black Range Rover.
Do you have any cool hidden talents that nobody knows about that haven't been talked about on previous shows? Because I know you're interviewed a lot, you're talked to a lot by the media.
If I don't have to show you, I'll say I can juggle, but
No, we believe you. We believe you.
I can juggle.
All right, so you see a lot of signs, a lot of fat heads in the stands during the games. What's your favorite sign or fat head that you've seen?
Raven.
Yeah,
'Cause we were in the process when like it was becoming we were helping her like figure out pictures and her the pictures she was like wanting. It was like that was probably like a top tier funny moment because some of them were just really funny. Um, but because she first thought like we were calling her a fathead, and we are like, no, like they want to get you a fathead Raven. She was like, oh, okay, yeah, like let's do that. And then she was so excited like when she first saw it. But um, yeah, I think we always like see our teammates and stuff and think like those stand out to us. But it was funny seeing Raven there.
yeah, she came up to the booth. I think it was the first game we had it out, and she signed it. She was all happy. So that was
No,
fun.
that made her year. So
She's always the one that we'll put out in front, of course, with other you guys as players and Coach Brooks from last year. And she was always the one that you'd see people walk by and go, "Oh, look, it's Raven."
yeah, no, she's a rock star here. So
That was our last question. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate
but
it.
no, it was easy. You guys, it's nice. So
Good luck with everything in the future. Have a good summer. I'm sure
yeah.
we'll be in touch at some point.
Thank you guys. Thank you for all you do. So